Sarah Jane Whiteling, who claimed to hail from Germany, initially married Tom Brown in Clinton, Iowa in 1868. The couple later relocated to Chicago, but following the devastating Great Fire, they made their way to Philadelphia. Unfortunately, Brown found himself incarcerated in the Eastern State Penitentiary for highway robbery, and ultimately perished while serving his sentence. Subsequently, Sarah gave birth to a child with a man named Thomas Story, the proprietor of an oyster saloon in the city, and they named her Bertha. In March 1880, she tied the knot with John Whiteling, and they brought along her then 9-month-old daughter as they embarked on this new chapter. In 1886, the couple celebrated the birth of their own child, christening him William C. Whiteling, affectionately known as Willie. On March 30th, 1888, John's sudden demise raised eyebrows, and the attending physician, Dr. G. W. Smith, attributed the cause of death to bowel inflammation. Notably, John had insurance policies with both the John Hancock Financial and the Benevolent Order of Buffaloes, resulting in payouts of $145 and $85, respectively, to Sarah. When questioned about his death, Sarah asserted that it was a case of suicide. On April 24th, tragedy struck again as Bertha passed away, with the official cause of death recorded as typhoid fever. She too was insured through John Hancock Financial with a policy payout of $122. A month later, on May 26th, young Willie also succumbed to an untimely death. With Dr. Smith relinquishing the case, his colleague Dr. Dietrich concluded that congestion of the bowels was responsible for Willie's demise. In a disconcerting pattern, Willie, like his sister and father, had insurance coverage of $30 from John Hancock Financial and $17 from Prudential Financial. When authorities requested permission to examine the bodies, Sarah adamantly refused. She cited a previous incident in which doctors, during a supposed post-mortem examination of one of her children, had mistakenly declared the child dead, only to realize, much too late, that the child was still alive. The series of deaths occurring in rapid succession raised suspicion for Coroner Ashbridge, prompting an inquiry in collaboration with the Health Office. Consequently, the case was slated for investigation. With the cooperation of Chief Detective Wood and Detective Geyer, the remains were unearthed from Mechanics Cemetery. A comprehensive examination conducted by Professor Leffman unveiled significant arsenic traces within the deceased bodies. Following these grim findings, Sarah Jane Whiteling was promptly apprehended and placed under suicide watch. During her incarceration, marked by fervent prayers and a nervous breakdown necessitating medical attention, she ultimately confessed to the intentional poisoning of her 2 children. When queried about her motives, Miss Whiteling disclosed that she had taken the life of Bertha to prevent her from falling into a life of sin and wickedness, citing ongoing misbehavior and thefts of various items like coins and wallets from her teacher and neighbors. Willie, she claimed, met a similar fate because he was, in her words, in the way. In the case of John's demise, Sarah steadfastly denied poisoning him herself, asserting that she had procured the poison, but he had ingested it of his own accord due to the family's dire poverty. She elaborated that she initially contemplated taking her own life after the acts, but opted against it, believing that the Bible forbade entry into heaven for those who took their own lives. During her trial, Whiteling's defense attorney strenuously argued that his client was mentally unsound, advocating for a life imprisonment sentence. Following deliberation, the jury reached their decision finding her guilty of first-degree murder and mandating a death sentence. While this verdict left Sarah unfazed, it sent shockwaves through the Philadelphia public, particularly among the female population. In response, many women signed a petition pleading for the commutation of her sentence. However, Governor Beaver remained steadfast in upholding her sentence. Notably, Whiteling faced prosecution solely for her daughter's murder, as the evidence for the other deaths was insufficient. While in custody, Sarah received news that she had inherited a significant fortune from a deceased relative in Iowa. On the day of her execution, Sarah Whiteling appeared unperturbed by her predicament, trusting in God's forgiveness and anticipating her reunion with her children in heaven. On June 25, 1889, at 10 o'clock, following a brief prayer led by Reverend William D. Jones, the gallows were activated. Whiteling succumbed to strangulation, although according to physicians, her heart continued to beat briefly after the drop. Subsequently, her body was entrusted to Dr. Alice W. Bennett for dissection, with her brain examined before finally being laid to rest alongside her deceased relatives. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing by clicking the red subscribe button below. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support means the world to us. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.